Alright, good day once again. It is Ishola Adedeji Michael, and I welcome you to Success Enlightenment. Alright, we continue our trigonometry class on Success Enlightenment. We've covered pretty much the very basics and the foundation aspect of trigonometry. Today we'll be looking briefly on to the special angles and trigonometric analysis. Alright, what are the special angles in trigonometry? And the special angles in trigonometry basically I will first give us we have five major special angles in trigonometry, but the very basic ones are the angle 30 degree, angle 45 degree, angle 60 degree. These three basic ones. These are the very three basic special angles in trigonometry. All right. These special angles, we have two methodology in ascertaining the value of this angle. That is what this angle represents. It will have three basic methodology. One is the hand-trick method. That is the hand-trick method. Hand-trick method, or we can actually use our special triangular definitions. I use the special triangular definitions, and by the special triangular definition, we are talking about our equilateral triangles. Equilateral triangles and our what? Isosceles triangles. Equilateral triangle is a triangle that have all its sides equal, and if all the sides of the angle is equal, of the triangle is equal, then all angles also will be equal. Why an isosceles triangle is an angle that have only two of its sides to be equal. So one of its sides is not equal, which means at least two of its angles are equal, while the other one is not equal. So you can use this to find what is angle 30, angle 45, and angle 60 degree, or we can use our hand-trick method. All right, I'll start by this. All right, we are going to find our angle 30 and our angle 60 degree using what? Equilateral triangle. Where we are going to find our isosceles, our angle 45 degree using isosceles triangle. Alright, given an equilateral triangle of all sides equals to 2, this is an equilateral triangle with all sides equals to 2. By definition, each angle of an equilateral triangle will be what? It will be 60 degree, because equilateral triangle is such an angle that each of the angles are equal, and sum of angle in a triangle is what? Is 180 degree. So 180 divided by 3 is 60. So each angle here will be what? 60 degree. 60 degree. So let's label A, B, and C. Suppose we have a perpendicular line drawn from point B to the midpoint of line AC. We have a perpendicular line, we have a straight line drawn from point B to the mid point of what? C. For the fact that this touches AC at the midpoint, it means it divides the line AC into two equal halves, and by definition this will then be 1. Why this will be 1? That is A. Let's call this P. AP will be line, it will be 1, while PC will be 1. Also, by the fact that it will drop this, stop this, it meets AC it divides AC line C into half. It also means that it divides angle B into what? Into two equal halves. That is, the angle here now is now 30 degree, while the angle here is now 30 degree. All right, that's the implication of this perpendicular line that we drawn. So, all right. So from here, what do we do? Basically, everything we've learned so far in trigonometry, we've learned them using the knowledge of what? Right angle triangle. And yeah, this triangle here has presented to us two right angle triangle. We can have a right angle triangle BAP, or we have a right angle triangle BPC. So either one we want to use is exactly, it gives exactly the same result. So yeah, let's take our right angle triangle. Let's use our right angle triangle Let's use BPC. This is 60 degree. This is 2. This is 1. This is unknown. This is unknown. This is angle 90 degree. And this is what, 30 degree. Okay, so from here now we need to find this angle that is unknown. From our basic knowledge so far in our alternative definition of a basic trigonometric ratio, we learn what we call what, Pythagoras theorem. All right, now in this case we have the hypotenuse side, we have the adjacent side to angle 60 degree, and we have the opposite side to angle 30 degree. So I will have only one side that is not given, right, which is not our hypotenuse side. So all we can simply do is what apply our Pythagoras theorem. And what is the Pythagoras theorem again? Pythagoras theorem tells us that what, the square of the hypotenuse side is equal to sum of the square of the what, of the other two sides. So now let's call this small letter c, as we already know, small letter c. So to find small letter c, apply Pythagoras theorem. That is, line BC square equals to line PC square plus line PB square. So line BC is the hypotenuse, which is 2 square, equals to line PC. PC is equals to 1 square plus what? Line PB, which is what? C square, which is the unknown we are looking for. Alright, so as 2 square is equal to what? 4. 1 square is empty as 1, and the c square is still as c square. So from here, make c square subject of the formula. Alright, or just say subtract 1 from both sides. Okay, so here what we have what? C square equals to what? 4 minus 1, and c square equals to what? 3. So from here, what we do from here is what? We take the square root. Take the square root of both sides. Then we have what? Square root of c square equals to square root of 3. Square root of c square, we cancel the square. So c equals to what? Root 3. So therefore, our small c here is equal to what? Root 3. Okay, so now that we found what is our c, if you use this right angle triangle, you find square root of 3 for there. If you also use this, you find the same answer. You see, you find the same answer. This was square root of 3. So now that we have find this, now we can go straight and apply our knowledge of what, our structural definition of what, of basic trigonometric ratio, to find what is our sin theta and what is our what, cos theta, as well as what's our what, our cosec theta, our sec theta, tan theta. We can use that to find our 30 degree and 60 degree for our theta. All right, let's see what do we find. Let's take this off. Okay, let's take this off from here. Okay, let's leave this. So now from here, let's find sine 30 degree. Let's start with 30 degree. Sine 30 degree. Now from our definition, we know sine 30 degree or sine of any angle is equal to the what? The opposite side divided by the what? The hypotenuse. Now this angle 30 degree. So the opposite side of angle 30 degree here is what? Is 1. While the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle is what? Is 2. So therefore, our sine 30 degree is equal to what? 1 over 2. You press your calculator, it will give you 1 over 2 or 0.5. And that is the very, very simple way of finding what? Sine 30 degree. The same way we can find our cos 30 degree. Our cos 30 degree. Don't forget, cos 30 degree is equal to what? Is adjacent all over the world, the hypotenuse. Now from here, what's our adjacent to 30 degree? That's root 3. So root 3 all over what? The hypotenuse, which is 2. And these are what? Cos 30 degree. These are cos 30 degree. Alright. Now we can also find our tan 30 degree. We can find our tan 30 degree, right? And from here, what's our tan 30 degree? Tan 30 degree is what? Opposite over what? Over adjacent. So the opposite here is 1, while the adjacent here is what? Is root 3. And our tan 30 degree will what? Will be what? 1 over root 3. It's as simple as that. Do we get it? Very, very simple as that. 1 over root 3. Okay. Also, we can find our sine, our cosec 30 degree. Cosec 30 degree here is what? Is the reciprocal of what? Sine 30 degree. Don't forget. So therefore, our cosec 30 degree equals to what? It will be 2. Also, we can find our secant 30 degree. Our secant 30 degree is the reciprocal of our what? Our cosine 30 degree, which is what? You now be what? 2 all over root 3. That is the reciprocal of this. Is the reciprocal of this is this. While we can also find our cotangent, which is called 30 degree. This is what? Reciprocal of this of tan 30 degree, which is now be what? Root 3. Okay. Do we get that? And this is for what? 30 degree. We can do this same thing for what? For 60 degree. Alright, pause the video right now. Take your book, do for 60 degree. I will solve it, then you cross check if what you do is exactly the same thing as what I get. Alright. So now for angle 60 degree, let's start with sine 60 degree. Sine 60 degree. Alright, sine 60 degree if what? If be opposite all over hypotenuse, which is what? Root 3 all over 2. Why cos 60 degree, cos 60 degree will be what? Will be what? Adjacent. Hence this is 1 all over hypotenuse, which is 1 over 2. And tan 60 degree will what? Will be opposite all over what? Adjacent, which is what? Root 3 over 1. Which is as what? Root 3. So from there now we can find our cosec 60, sec 60, and cot 60. So our cosec 60 degree, which is the what? The reciprocal of sine 60 degree what? Will be 2 all over what? Root 3. Why our sec 60 degree, our sec 60 degree, the opposite of cosec 60 degree now be what? 2. And finally our tan 60 degree will be opposite of what? Root 30 degree, which now equals to what? 1 all over what? Root 3. Alright, from this we can observe some relationship between what? Sine between these angles, because some angle what? Complementary what? Angles. If the sum of two angles gives equals to 90 degree, we call them complementary angles. And we can observe some relationship with what? In complementary angles. The first relationship we observe in complementary angles is that if two angles are complementary, for instance, we have what? 60 plus 30 degree, which give what? 90 degree. So what this implies that what? Sine 60 degree will be equals to what? Cos 30 degree, since the angle are what? Complementary. And the same way sine 30 degree equals to what? Cos 60 degree. Alright, for the fact that they are what? Complementary. Alright, if you look at it, sine 30 is what? 1 over 2, which equals to what? Cos 60 degree. Alright, sine 60 is what? Root 3 over, this is as what? Cos 30 degree. Alright, if two angles are complementary, alright, sine of one of the angle equals what? Cos of the other angle. Do we get that? Alright, in addition to that, we can also further observe certain relationship with what? With our tan 60 degree and our what? And our cot 30 degree. Our tan 60 degree and our cot 30 degree. So if two angles are complementary, alright, tan 60 degree equals to what? Cot 30 degree. Why what? Tan 30 degree equals to what? Cot 60 degree. When angles are what? Are complementary. Alright, I made a mistake of writing tan here initially, so it is cot that is here, not tan. Alright, So we have tan 60 and we have what cot 60. That's a mistake, right? So so a certain relationship can be observed between tan and cotangent as well when two angles are what are complementary. And what's the relationship? The relationship is that what tan 30 degree equals what cot 60 degree. Why tan 60 degree equals what cot 30 degree. Okay, tan 30 degree equals to what cot 60 degree. Why tan 60 degree equals what cot 30 degree. That's another relationship you can observe there. Also, there's relationship that I see between what cosec theta and sec theta. If you look at it, cosec 30 degree is same thing as what sec 60 degree. And the same thing, sec 30 degree is same thing as what cosec 60 degree. When two angles are complementary, so cosec 30 degree is equals to what sec 60 degree, and cosec 60 degree now equals to what sec 30 degree. That's the relationship you can observe with what complementary angles. Don't forget, complementary angles, the angle that they are sum, the addition of the two angles gives you what a 90 degree. If you don't use 30, you can press on your calculator. You can find you can use 20 20 70. Some of it is what 90 degree. You can use 45 45. Some of it is 90 degree. You can use 50 40. Some of it is what is 90 degree. Any two angles that their sum gives 90 degree, they are complementary angle, and you can use them and you will see this relationship to what to be well established. Now that we found our special angle for sine 30, for angle 30 and angle 60 degree, now what if we are dealing with angle 45 degree? So what will be our what will be the estimated what will be sine 45 degree, what will be cos 45 degree, what will be tan 45 degree, what will be cot 45 degree, what will be cosec 45 degree, and what will be secant 45 degree. All right, I've already said earlier we are dealing with angle 30 and 60, that we want to estimate angle 45 degree. We'll be working with an isosceles word, a triangle. The nature of the triangle we use is a right angle triangle right from the beginning. So given an isosceles right angle triangle, this will be 90 and this 45 degree. This is what 45 degree. Right, with two sides equal, these are one. So the only size we don't know here is what is the hypotenuse side. So the first thing we do here also is to what is to find this hypotenuse size. Is find the hypotenuse side using Pythagoras theorem. All right, this that is AB square equals to what AC square plus what BC square. Line AB square is equals to line AC square plus line BC square. All right. Line AB square is unknown, so let's represent it by small letter c square. Line AC square is equal to 1 square plus 1. Line BC square is equal to 1 square. C square equals to what 1 plus 1, which is equal to what 2. Take the square root of both sides. So square root of c square equals to square root of 2. So c equals to what square root of 2. So therefore the unknown side is what is root 2. Okay, is square root of 2. So from here we can find our sine 45 degree. Now we can either use this angle or use this angle, we give us the same thing. So using this angle, sine 45 degree will be opposite all over what the hypotenuse, which is what 1 over root 2, and cos 45 degree what adjacent, which is this adjacent over what which is what 1 over root 2. Don't forget I said when two angles are complementary, sine of one is equal to the cos of what that number needs to be added to for it to reach 90. 45 need 45 to reach 90. So this means sine 45 degree and cos 45 degree has to be what equal. All right. Tan 45 degree. Tan 45 degree it will be opposite over adjacent, and this will give us what 1. All right. So what will now be our what our cosec 45 degree will be what root 2. Also secant 45 degree equals to what? Root 2 as well. And tan and cot 45 degree equals to what? 1. Are we together? 45 degree equals to what? Equals to 1. Okay. This is what? Angle 45 degree. We already established the relationship, so there's no need to go about establishing relationship between what? Complementary angles. And this is what? This is how we what? This is the angle of what? Special angle 30, 45 and 60 degree using what? A special triangular what? Definition. Now, suppose you want to use the hand trick method. Now, the advantage of the hand trick method is what? It allows us to know more than just angle 30, 45 and 60 degree. It also allows us to know what? Angle 0 and 90 in addition. Okay, and it's pretty much simple. You don't have to calculate anything. It's what you can just do anytime and you are good. All right, so let's quickly look at the what? The hand tricks method. All right, the hand tricks method. All right, an individual has what? 5 fingers. Okay, and has a palm. All right, the finger is called the what? The thumb. Okay, after the thumb you have the what? You have the index finger, then you have the middle finger, and you have the what? The ring finger, and finally you have the what? The pinky or little finger. Okay, and these 5 fingers is what we use in finding the what? The ratio of these what? Special angles. All right, the palm here is connoted to the what? To the square root. Connote this palm to represent square root. And this is very, very simple. This is what we do with the finger. We have sign here. Okay, we have sign. Don't forget we have how many fingers? We have 5 what? Fingers. All right, this is finger 1, this finger 2, this finger 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Okay, this is 0, 1, 2. Sorry, this is 0, 1, this 2, this 3, and this is 4. All right, these are arbitrary number we give to each of these our finger. Our thumb, starting from our thumb, if we name them, is 0, 1, 2, 4. Okay, and don't forget there is a formula we particularly use, which is what? Square root of number. Square root of number divided by what? Divided by 2. Square root of number divided by 2. All right, these are the number. These are the number. And the angle here is basically this is what? Angle. Since we are dealing with sine, we are dealing with what? Angle 0 degree. Right? So we are dealing with sine, we starting with what? Angle 0 degree. So we have 0 degree. We have 30 degree. We have 45 degree. We have 60 degree, and officially we have for 90 degree. Okay, don't forget the formula is square root of number divided by 2. Now here is 0 degree. Sine 0 degree is square root of 0 divided by what? 2. Square root of 0 will be what? It will be 0, and divided by 0 we give 0. So therefore the ratio of this angle is what? Is 0. Okay, now for sine 30 degree, we are still with what? Square root of number divided by 2. The number here is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. So divided by 2, that means sine 30 degrees what? Is equal to what? 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Okay. And 45 degree, the number is 2. So square root of a number is square root of 2 divided by 2. So practically sine 45 degree what? Square root of 2 divided by what? 2. Okay, divided by 2. Okay, sine 60 degree, that's 3. So this will be what? Square root of 3 divided by 2. Why sine 90 degree was square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2, right? 2 divided by 2 is 1. So sine 90 degrees what is 1. Is 1. All right. What we observe here is that when we did our triangular basis for triangular basis for 45 degree for sine, this 45, this root 2, this one. We have our sine 45 to be what? Sine 45 degree equals what? 1 over what? Root 2. And here we have our sine 45 degree root 2 over 2. Now someone will say this is not equals to this. Now this is definitely the same thing as this. Are you with me? What is just there is what? In solved form. In solved, we have something we call what? Sword rationalization. Alright. As far as sword is concerned, we don't want the denominator of our expression to be in sword form. So what we simply do is what? We rationalize what? The denominator. Alright. So in this case, how do we rationalize the denominator here? Is what? We multiply what we have initially is 1 over root 2. Now be times what? Root 2 all over what? Root 2. And this is what? Root 2 all over what? Root 2 times 2, which is what? Root 2 all over what? Root 4 is same thing as what? Root 2 over 2. So therefore, 1 over root 2 is same thing as what? Root 2 over 2. So what we simply do there is nothing but what? Just short what? Rationalization. 1 over root 2 is same thing as what? Root 2 over 2. Very simple as what? ABC. I keep telling you, mathematics is a procedural science, right? Some of the gist, some of the sweet things they taught you in the past you've forgotten will definitely hinder your further learning as far as mathematics is what is concerned. So take your time, revise those two topics. Sword theory, just take your time, go through it, especially the rationalization part of sword rationalization and sword simplification. So they are very, very important in what? Trigonometry. They have application in what? In trigonometry. Now that we have find our sine, so let's go ahead and find our what? Our cosine. Okay, now cosine, cos. Do the same thing. We have put the angle 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and what? 90 degree. Okay. So what changes here is that we are still the same formula, square root of number divided by 2. But what changes here is that when we are arranging this, we arrange from what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you are dealing with cosine, the arrangement will now be what? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. So that this will now be the what? The arrangement. Alright, now from here, cos 0 degree was square root of 4 divided by what? 2, which is same thing as what? 2 over 2, which is what? 1. Don't forget what I told you about complementary angles. So by knowledge of complementary angle, 90, what does 90 needs to be equal to 90 is 0. So therefore cos 90 must equal to what? Sine 0 degree. So cos 0 degree was equal to now sine 90 degree. They are all equals to, and they are 1. That's the relationship between complementary angle. Now for cos 30 degree, now that will be what? Square root of 3 divided by 2. This is what? Square root of 3 divided by what? 2. So don't forget, from our knowledge of what? Complementary angle, cos 30 degree must be equal to what? Sine 60 degree, which they are very, very equal. Do we get the gist? Yes, very, very simple. So root 3 over 2. So now cos 45 degree, cos 45 degree will definitely be equal to what? Sine 45 degree. From here we have 2 square root of number over 2. That will be root 2. That will be root 2 all over 2, which equals to what? Sine 45 degree. Now cos 60 degree we have to be equal to what? Sine 30 degree. So and here is what? We have 1. So we have what? A square root of 1 over 2, which is also same as 1 over 2, because root of 1 is same as 1. And finally, we have what? 90 degree, which is what? Square root of 0 all over 2. Square root of 0 is 0. 80 divided by 0 is what? Was 0. And this equals to what? Is 0. So as simple as that. If you find this, you can always find this. Just since almost all the angles there are what? Are complementary. So now, how do we now find our sine? We already know from here we can find our secant theta and our cosec theta. They do what? The reciprocal of each of these. The reciprocal of each of these. So that's what they will B. All right. But when you come to cos, when you come to secant is zero. Secant 90 degrees will be undivided, because anything divided by zero will be what? Undivided. The same thing as what? Cosec is 0 degree. Cosec 0 degree will what? Will be undivided. It will be undefined. Okay. Now, how do we find our what? Our tangent? From here, we cannot use 0, 1, 2, 3. We cannot do like this. The simple methodology we use to find our tangent is what? Is exploit the relationship you already know that is between sine and cosine. Don't forget, tan theta equals to what? Sine theta all over what? Cos theta. So from here, we can find our tan 0 degree by what? Dividing what? Sine 0 degree divided by what? Cos 0 degree. And here this will be 0 divided by 1. Okay? Which will still give us what? Is 0. Because anything divided by 0 is what? Is 0. Okay? And also we can do the same thing for what? 30 degree. This will be what? Sine 30 degree is 1 over 2 divided by what? Cos, which is root 3 over 2. See, same thing as 1 over 2 times 2 all over root 3. This cancel this. It now equals 1 over what? Root 3. Okay? You can rationalize this to what? 1 over root 3 times what? Root 3 all over root 3. And this is what? Root 3 all over 3. You can rationalize this as this. Okay? I can do the same thing for 45 degree. It will be sine 45 degree divided by cos 45 degree for all of them. And this is how you find what? And using the what? The hand strict method. You cannot label this like this, but you can use this what? This relationship between tan theta, sin theta, and cos theta. With this, I want to bring the video to an end, but this is what it is important as far as this video is concerned. You must have the knowledge, a working understanding of what? Of these signs. Sin theta, cos theta, sin 30 degree, sin 45 degree. You must have them. So it's better you just master the word, the hand trick method, which is very, very easy for you to remember. Anytime, just assign the number, square root of number over 2, because you will need them. It's not all the time you need to press calculator as far as what trigonometric calculations is concerned. I'll end this video here. Alright, I remember humble self Ishola Aidedeji Michael. I believe we have been able to do one or two things. If anything I've discussed here is not understood by you, feel free to DM me. My contact is attached to this video. And if it's your first time, don't just watch, subscribe to the channel and comment and give this video a thumbs up. Until next we meet, much more enlightening and educative content coming on our way. We're having our first live crypto interactive class this very week. All right. I believe all of you out there, you waiting for that. Definitely you should come around Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. One of those days it will come up. But before then, there's a link to the crypto group here. There's a link to this video that leads you to the crypto WhatsApp group, where you get an update as far as anything related to cryptocurrency from Success Enlightenment. So do us do well to actually get on that, so that you can be on top of what information as far as what cryptocurrency is concerned. All right, now till we meet again. Enjoy.